What's up YouTube, it's TCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily competitive Pokemon TCG videos, so definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. At any given point you can also destroy the hell out of the like button. It helps out in many ways and it's super effective. Today we're checking out some of the new cards that were revealed at the championships over in Japan. Mega Pokémon are coming back into the game at the end of the year, so it's gonna be quite interesting. We already have a handful of cards that we can actually review, so let's dive into it right away with Mega Venusaur EX. That's right, Mega Pokémon return to the game, 380 HP. That is monstrous. This actually gives up 3 prize cards because the Mega Evolution EX rule means that if they knock you out, you actually give up 3 prize cards. So we have the Solar Trance ability. As many times as you like during your turn, you may move a basic grass energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So you pretty much have a lot of ways we can move around energies. Think about like if you have Teal Mask Ogerpon, you can instantly move the energies around to the Pokemon you want. So pairing this up with Teal Mask Ogerpon seems like the best plan of action just to start attacking with it, but the Jungle Dump only slaps 240 damage output, so you're gonna have a lot of issues knocking out Stage 2 EX Pokemon, for example. You do heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, but there is way more to Mega Venusaur EX than you might give it credit for. You can also combine this with the Bulbasaur, which actually comes backed with an attack here. The bind down during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot retreat. So what is good about having a Bulbasaur like this is that we can play Relicanth, and Relicanth will make sure we can use the attack of the Bulbasaur, and we have a monstrous 380 HP, so our strategy will become using the bind down attack from Bulbasaur with Relicanth. That could also be a way you can have some sort of a control-ish archetype. Who remembers Snorlax block being trapped in the active position, or more recently Maractus soft stalling with Wellspring Ogerpon? Well, this could be happening with Mega Venusaur EX and Relicanth. So that's the only way I could see Mega Venusaur currently working out. You can play an army of Teal Mask Ogerpons and then charge it up and move the energies around, because as many times as you like you can move it. So that means Steel Dance, Steel Dance, Steel Dance, and then move the energies to Mega Venusaur, and boom, out of the get-go you can slap a ridiculous amount of damage, 240. But is it enough? Probably not, because you're giving up 3 prize cards, don't forget that. But there's like 2 ways I could see Mega Venusaur EX working right from the get-go. It does have a 4 retreat cost, so getting it out of the active position will be quite interesting. But on the other hand, we have infinite energy moving around shenanigans, so being trapped is not all that bad. If you're able to have like 4 energies, you might as well attack, right? With that being said, there's also a way we can have that heavy balloon or something that can make the retreat cost a little bit less painful, so there's that. Then we have a Ninetales, which actually discards the top card of your deck. If that card is a supporter, you can use it as the effect of this attack. Is that going to be great? I was thinking about back in the days of Lieutenant Surge's strategy, where you're able to use 2 supporters. This is actually for a colorless energy, which is great. You can get it off with something like a counter gain, so you don't always need to have energies in your deck. This could be some sort of a way we're going to be playing a control deck that we're going to be playing 2 supporters in 1 turn. You're going to be able to, with the Academy at Night, put a supporter on top of your deck, and then with that you can actually make sure you can play 2 supporters in a single turn. And if you're able to do that time and time again, there might be some control element behind this. That's the only way I could see Ninetales working out. Currently, we also have a Hariyama with a Sumo Catcher. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So pretty much you have gusting options when you evolve into Hariyama. Hariyama itself slaps 210 damage and slaps 70 to itself with the Wild Press attack. So I'm not too wild about this card, pun intended, because 210 seems nice. You can knock out Phasantipity, you can knock out Teal Mask Ogerpon, you can even knock out Mew EX despite it having resistance. But having like energies onto this Hariyama might be the hard thing, although there is an item card allowing you to slap more damage with your fighting type Pokemon, so you might even increase that damage output, but for energy acceleration that's a little bit lackluster in my opinion. So then we have Mega Lucario EX. We talked about this before, but yeah, for the people that are new to the channel, 130 damage, and then you attach 3 fighting energies from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So currently, out of nowhere, this Hariyama doesn't feel too bad, right? Because you can instantly power it up. So you can see the Hariyama Mega Lucario EX deck working out, because this is going to be your lead. You're slapping 130, you power up a Hariyama, you have item cards. For every item card you will be playing, you're going to be able to slap down 30 additional damage with your fighting type Pokemon. That is a new exclusive item card designed for fighting type Pokemon. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but just note as that the damage output 130 can get increased as well. And then Mega Brave 270. And yeah, with two of those items that we talked about, you can actually slap 330. It's going to be an interesting archetype for sure, because one Mega Lucario can set up an army of Mega Lucarios, or even other attackers like Hariyama, or maybe you're even thinking about something like a Koraidon, or you never know. So there's that. But as mentioned, Mega Pokemon do give up 3 prize cards, so be careful here. Prize mapping turns out in a different strategy, because you can knock out a Mega Pokemon, you can knock out a weak HP basic Pokemon, a non-rule box Pokemon, and then also knock out a bench hitter like Pheasantipity, for example. So with 3 knockouts, you can win the game. Also, being weak to Psychic gets me a little bit concerned, because Gardevoir is still not going anywhere. We just saw with Black Bolt and White Flare that we recently got like the Jellicent as well. There's also a new Stadium that will help Gardevoir even further. So Gardevoir is only going to be bottom tier. It's never going to be bottom tier, let's be honest, but when it rotates, it will be gone. That's the conclusion is clear. So we have the Premium Power Pro, pretty much, yeah. Electric power for fighting type Pokemon. Who remembers that? With the team up set, slapping more damage. That was nice, right? Well, we have this for fighting type Pokemon. During this turn, your attacks used by the fighting type Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. Which means that the Mega Lucario, if you just slap 2 of these Premium Power Pros down, you're actually slapping 330 damage, which is enough to knock out most strats in the meta game. Now we have Lillie's Determination. This is a very good supporter, I personally feel. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. That's already great, right? But if you have 6 prize cards remaining, you can draw 8 instead. So for setup-based situations, this is very, very, very good. I think Lillie's Determination is gonna battle its way into decks with like, people could be playing like a high amount of Research, high amount of Iono, but now you can be playing like a couple of Lillie's Determination, a couple of Professor's Research, a couple of Iono, so you can have like a split line. I think this is a very good supporter, and we'll see a huge amount of play. Then we have the Subtle line, or the Intelleon line. They don't have Shady Dealings, unfortunately, but they do come packed with the attack here. The Pokemon in play that has at least the least HP remaining, except for this Pokemon, is knocked out. That's a very funny fact here. You can instantly knock something out. Yo, the Pokemon in play that has the least HP remaining, except for this Pokemon. So if this is the only non-rule box Pokemon out and you're up against a big basic deck, you can just knock something out. Imagine, there's a Squawkabilly, a Raging Bolt, or 2 Teal Mask. That means with this attack, you can knock out Squawkabilly, because the Pokemon with the least HP remaining gets instantly knocked out. Very funny attack, but most of the time will not work out, because as soon as you slap down something like a Hoot Hoot or a low HP Pokemon, this attack becomes very terrible, but it's very memey regardless. We have the Pachirisu. During your opponent's next turn, whenever your opponent attaches an energy from their hand to the defending Pokemon, put 8 damage counter on that Pokemon. Okay. From the hand to the defending Pokemon. That means, let's be honest, if you're playing something like an Emboar, and you use this on a Pokemon with a high retreat cost and they want to really charge up energies, 8 damage counters, 8 damage counters. But yeah, it's pretty mediocre, let's be honest. We have a new Rolls with the Collect. How incredible is that? Gardevoir gets a better Rolls, because this one will be able to draw yourself out of a pinch. If you're having like a very bad hand, you can use the Collect attack of Rolls. There's also the Curia. Search your deck for 3 Pokemon, reveal them and put them in your hand. This is ridiculous. Oh, I'm gonna get Gardevoir EX, I'm gonna get Pheasantipity, and I'm gonna get a Screamtail. You can get 3 Pokemon you want, that's kinda crazy. And then there's Mega Gardevoir EX, more Gardevoir shenanigans going on here. We have 360 HP, it is a 3 prize Pokemon, don't forget. You're also weak to Darkness, so if there's any like popular Darkness archetypes coming your way, you're definitely gonna be feeling that, because this one gives up 3 prize cards. This actually states for each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a basic Psychic Energy and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So you're attacking with a 3 prize Pokemon just for some setup. That's probably not an attack I would be going for. But we have the Mega Symphonia, 50 damage for every Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So it does have synergy with that, I suppose. But I think if you combine this with like the regular Gardevoir EX and put some energies on every one of your Pokemon, this could be like a little bit better. Because if everything has energies, you can actually slap a ridiculous amount of damage. You can just like 50 damage for every psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. That means if you have like 6 energies attached, you're slapping like 300 damage output for a 360 HP Pokemon. So I don't know if it's better than using Drifloon and a Bravery Charm, but it could be a nice one-off, I suppose. Then we have Mega Latias EX, 280 HP for a basic Pokemon. This is numbers we've seen before with stuff like Rocket's Mewtwo and the Destined Rival set. But this has only 1 retreat cost, has 0 weakness, unless you're seeing a Lillie's Clefairy, of course. And also comes packed with a Strave attack, so you can slap 40 damage and switch it to the bench. So situations like promoting Crustle, promoting Mimikyu, promoting Cornerstone Mask, Ogerpon could also be a thing with this, but I probably don't feel like it. It also has an attack, the Mirage Pulse, 300 damage output, so I could see this working out with like Crispin. You cannot use Sparkling Crystal, which is unfortunate, so there's gonna have to be some better ways. Maybe you're playing Teal Mask Ogerpons with E-Switch and then Crispin to get the attack off, 300 damage output. Is it going to be good enough? That is the question you want to ask yourself. A lot of like stage 2 EXs have more HP than 300. I know we have Defiance Band. I know we have Vitality Band, but that's even not going to cut it. I think this is the worst version of Pikachu EX because Pikachu EX does come packed with the Resolute Heart ability, allowing it to survive an attack. And this one also gives up 3 prize cards. So this is always happening in the Pokemon TCG. The first couple of EXs or like something with a new block, in this case Mega Pokemon, are not the best ones ever. They're going to be releasing kind of mediocre cards, and the more sets released in the Mega block, we're going to be getting better and better cards. So that's always something we see as a trend in the Pokemon TCG. So I'm not too wild about the Mega Latias EX because I think it gets outclassed by something like a Pikachu. Okay, now we have the regular Latias. Once during your turn, when your Mega Latias EX moves from the bench to the active spot, you may move any number of energy from your bench Pokemon to the active Pokemon. Okay, that could also be a nice way because they do come back with a 1 retreat cost. So there's definitely air balloon situations that can happen, rescue board situations that can happen. And if you fly into the active position, you can absorb the energy. So that means you don't even need energy switch. You can just go for Teal Mask, get some cards, move into the active position, absorb the energy, 1 Crispin, and off you go. So that could be something that could work. You also gain the Mega Signal. Search your deck for 1 Mega Evolution Pokemon EX and put it in your hand. So this can be a way, if there's ever like a deck focusing on pure Mega Pokemon as the main attacker, then this can be a very good item card to search them out. As you all know, Buddy was still around in the format, so if you're item locked, this will not be happening. We have Wally's Compassion. Heal all damage from one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon EX. If you do, put all energy to that Pokemon back into your hand. So pretty much max potion, but you don't have to discard the energies. You have to put the energies back into your hand, which in theory is very good because Wally's Compassion in combination with like a Mega Venusaur could be nice because that means all the energies go back into your hand and you have more draw power with the Teal Mask Ogerpons if you're making a deck like that. But this also, waste your supporter of the turn, and with very powerful supporters in the form of like bosses, orders, Iono and stuff, I don't know if this will ever see like the light of day. There could be a situation where you have like a very tanky Mega Venusaur, like heal all damage from one of your Mega Pokemon. This is actually can be very huge. Imagine you have a Hero Escape on your 380 HP Mega Venusaur EX. That's gonna be 480 HP. Combine that with Wally's Compassion and a couple of Pal Pads and all that, and you could be having yourself a new wall deck. Is that gonna be the case? Who knows, but that's the only way I can see like a Wally's Compassion doing its job. Then we have the Mystery Garden. Gardevoir has been struggling quite a bit, so they give us an additional support. I know, it's crazy. This was sarcastic, but Gardevoir is broken, and they make it even more broken with every single set. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 1 energy from their hand to draw cards until they have as many cards in hand as they have Psychic Pokemon in play. How ridiculous this is. The only viable, like, perfect Psychic type Pokemon deck out there is Gardevoir. So now you can actually, if this stadium is in play, not only are you Iono proof as soon as you have an energy card in hand, you also have a way to draw a little bit deeper into the deck. You can be playing cards like Ultra Ball to thin the hand, all of that stuff, and then activate the Mystery Garden, discard a Psychic energy from the hand, and then you can draw cards for every Psychic Pokemon in play. Imagine there's 5 of them in play. As an average, you can just draw 5 cards if you have 0 cards in hand with a stadium. That is ridiculous. Will the artisans be replaced? Probably not, but maybe as a one-off, could be a nice include in the Gardevoir decks. This also is an extra way to discard Psychic energies from hand without stuff like Refinement in the format. And currently there's going to be a nice way. We have Earthen Vessel, Ultra Ball, Research, and a Mystery Garden to discard Psychic energy. So Gardevoir gets even more ridiculous. So that's the first couple of cards we are talking about here in this new block of the Mega Evolution block. I'm very excited for, of course, these cards to release because I always love when the meta shakes up completely. I think we're going to be getting these cards in November if I'm not mistaken, so there's still a lot of time to just test out other formats. Think about the black and white format coming up shortly. I did talk about the best cards from black, white, actually Black Bolt and White Flare. Definitely check that video out. It is on the main page of the channel, so definitely check that out. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It takes 1 second of your time, but does help out the channel tremendously. And let me know what your favorite card that was that I actually reviewed today. And also go check out the sponsors. They make the daily content possible. Level up your game with TC Evolutions. Breathtaking damage counters, special condition tokens, and ability markers. Precision, style, power. Use coupon ZapdosTCG for 10% off only at TC Evolutions. Also, go check out DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. You can get 5% off on everything on the website. Dragon Shield has the best quality sleeves in the game, so if you want to have perfect sleeves, go check them out. They have a lot of colors available. PotownStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. You can get them with 5% off and instant email delivery. You can use the coupon ZapdosTCG. And Cardmarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. Thank you all very much for watching today's upload. This was very cool to be seeing all these new cards revealed in championships in Japan. We're also going to be checking out those results because those are going to be having a direct impact on the Pokemon TCG World Championships. I already talked about Pokemon TCG World Championship deck list. Go check them out if you actually want to be preparing for the new season. New season actually starts in 9 days, so if you want to be collecting championship points, you can do so at the beginning of July. We're going to be making a dedicated video as well for people that are new to the game and or actually want to have like a nice way to know where to go with the season. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content that's coming out this week. I'm going to have a lot of content available for you guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let's start by checking out some results from the championships over in Japan. Have yourself a good one. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.